So if you aren't already aware, Dokkan just announced that they're going to be doing massive schedule change for the global and Japanese versions. And we're going to go ahead and just kind of discuss that, give my thoughts and opinions on this and some of my predictions because something is still unanswered. But let's go ahead and just basically look at the subtitles while I talk about this, right? So they did say that the anniversary is just going to be no longer just the Japanese anniversary. It'll just be just Dokkan anniversary. It's just going to be called the anniversary campaign. There will be no global or international version of the anniversary. That's just going to be how it is, right? And then as we can see here, the Tanabata, or during the global side, the anniversary for global will now be just completely taken out. We're not celebrating Tanabata anymore, and we're not celebrating the global anniversary. What it will now be called is just the global Dokkan campaign. Now, you might think, well, wouldn't that just mean it's going to be the quote-unquote global anniversary Dokkan? But no, because they didn't specify that it will contain anniversary. It's not going to be the anniversary at all. It's not going to be like, oh, this is the release date for global, so that we're celebrating the anniversary for globals as well. And JP just kind of tags along. Like, no, it's not. It's not going to be like that. And then on top of that, they said that they'll share more details. But the one thing I thought was pretty cool was that they did say that it would. What was it? That I think it said that it would be like. Did they say Tanabata campaign was held in July? Yeah, right here. Will be replaced with a comparable size plan around September. The Tanabata campaign will also be replaced, right? Tanabata's campaign, which was held in July in the Japanese version. All right, I forgot to click start. Will be replaced by a campaign of comparable size planned for around September. So basically, they're taking the Tanabata celebration and they're moving it to September instead. They haven't told us what it's going to be, but I would like to think it's going to be something similar to just worldwide celebration, and that's what's going to be that. Like it's going to basically Tanabata and worldwide are going to be combining, but the global anniversary is going to be getting like a new name, basically, is what I think is going to happen. Because it makes sense. We can't celebrate Global's anniversary and Tanabata at the same time. So that's basically all the information that we were given. That this is going to be like the new sort of schedule. Now, that being said, they also did say that Kefla was going to be a part of the Carnival banner, basically. So if you're not really aware how it works, we can go ahead and just go back into time. And the way that it usually works is that during Tanabata, they do release the Dokkan Fest, and then after they release the Dokkan Fest, they go ahead and have it where a carnival is the part 2 LR. So I'm a little bit of a silly goose. I was looking at the global side. You're gonna have to give me a second to just go back and check though. But let's see, it'll be right around here. So yeah, we had TechUI Goku, and then we had it where it was AGL Jiren. So basically, Cal and Khalifa are the AGL Jiren spot. We just got them 2 months early. But the thing that I do think is kind of curious is because of that, the gold coin LR was actually just completely erased. So again, the way that they usually do it is that it's a dual Dokkan Fest right now, like how they did with AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Infat Buu. And then for the part 2 of Golden Week, we did get the AGL Ultimate Gohan. And then the year before, it was the Tech 23rd World Tournament Goku, and the Int Junior was part 1, and then we had Bulma for part 2. So it is kind of curious on what this means for the gold coin now. They could just make it where, like, I don't know, maybe the Tanabata just doesn't have a part 2 LR now, or I guess because maybe they're just taking that out, but I don't know. I guess the gold coin is just kind of removed. I'm not a person who really cares about gold coin LRs, I'm gonna be honest, so I don't really mind. I feel like most of the time they are very hit or miss. So it's not that big of a deal, right? That being said, it does leave some speculation to be had, because just like what's gonna happen now for the worldwide celebration. Because like I said, what they're basically saying is they're going to have a campaign of comparable sizes for Tanabata, and they're pushing that back to September. That we're basically no longer having the Tanabata campaign. That is like their exact words. The Tanabata campaign, which was held every July in the Japanese version, will be replaced by a campaign of comparable sizes planned for around September. So basically, it looks like that's gonna be like a little bit weird, you know, because it's like it's gonna kind of, I guess it's just gonna come right after worldwide celebration, right? Unless it, like I said, unless it's just worldwide celebration is now just gonna be the Tanabata campaign. That's the only thing I could think of, right? Is that Tanabata is just going to be merged with worldwide celebration, because they would have specified if worldwide was coming back, since they specifically have it right there on the bottom left, right? It says worldwide celebration campaign from September to the October timeline, and now it just says coming soon. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think this is gonna change too much. It's just confusing on like how the placement is going to be. I think they're still going to be releasing them the same amount of like Dokkan Fest and Carnivals, which is why I say I don't think it's going to change too much. It's more so just going to change in like how it's released. But it's just confusing because, like I said, does that mean like maybe at the end of September into like the October-ish range, like this time period is when we're gonna get it. Maybe no, because I was gonna say maybe it'll just take up like where Heroes is, but that's way past the timeline that they're talking about. They're talking about like somewhere around here. So yeah, maybe then it's like this time period. It'll be worldwide celebration for the September, right? And then at the end of September, beginning of October, that's when they'll drop it. What did they say? Around September. Again, that's the thing that's just, I don't know, it's just confusing, because again, if you're saying around September, then I would assume they don't mean October. I don't know. Regardless, I think that it's definitely a nice change of pace. In terms of like, it's not a nice change of things compared to like how it usually is, because when Global had to go through the waiting for 6 months, you know, the thing that always sucked was the fact that Global had to wait, and then Tanabata would drop at the same time. So the way that it always works was JP got the anniversary units to return before Global even got to use them once, you know, which sucked, because they got 2 times to get Bisco on before we could get 1 time. Now I think, by the way, this is the part of like my little prediction here. I think the Global Dokkan campaign, I think easily that's when they're going to return the anniversary units, because January to July is a perfect amount of time for like for people to collect coins, and I think July is just going to be when they drop it, when they're going to give us that now. But again, that's another thing too. So before we close out, I do want to talk about one more thing. I wonder where that means the Tanabata one is going to go then. The tickets, because if you don't recall, the Tanabata drops the Dokkan Fest first, right? So we can see here they drop it on the 28th. Then a week later, give or take, I think it is like a week exactly. Yeah. So a week later, they drop this, which is the Tanabata banner. It goes ahead and returns the brand new Dokkan Fest and put them with the brand, or it returns them with the anniversary Dokkan Fest and has it where the anniversary unit also, dude, I keep fumbling. The anniversary units return, and the brand new Dokkan Fest is also on the banner. The way that they balance it out is having it where there's a whole bunch of Dokkan Fests that are just unrelated. So instead of having it where it's a usual 10 unit banner, they reduced it to 18. 4, 12, 16. No, that's 22. Why did it say 18 right there? What? Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. No, I'm stupid. I am very stupid. 4, 8, 12, 16, 18. Yeah. So, I think before, didn't it used to be 20 as well? I think one time it was even 30. I'd have to go back and check, but I do wonder when that means that they're going to return this banner, because like if they're moving that back, then that means I think maybe they're just not doing the Tanabata banner, and the way that they're just going to return the Dokkan Fest is like that, and then we're just not going to see this anymore. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.